Okay, all right. I am, oh, am I loving this one? It's just so pretty. First of all, I love the pattern, just the look of it. When it printed off, I thought, oh, that's beautiful. It just prints on a regular sheet of printing paper, and it's what a nice size. You can do pillow fronts with it, you can frame it, you can do whatever you like to with it, but you could even make these as quilt blocks for a quilt. It just whatever you wanted to do, but I just love that. It's it, and I traced almost everything, almost all the lines, not all of them. I didn't do these busy lines through here or out here on this, but the basic elements I did. I did everything, and you'll see that. And let me show you where I'm at so far. I'm not done yet, but I have come a long way, and the this side is finished right through here, all the way up to here is finished. And I love the watercolors that I put in there. The more that I get the stitching in, the more I love the watercoloring. Sometimes, when you watercolor beforehand, well, if you're like me, I'm not a watercolor artist, so I'm just putting in what I think I want, and but you really don't know if it's going to play out completely right until you start getting your stitching in there. And I love that. I just really love that. And I know some of you were probably gasping at this area up here, but I love the fact I knew I was going to put a bigger flower up there, and I wanted to back it with something. And that also gives me a little bit of a vignette effect. And then when I do the stitching down on this side, it'll encase it in, and won't that be pretty? And it will bring that beautiful color that's around in here up in there. I love that too. In fact, I may go when I get done and strengthen this color of watercolor down in here just a little bit. I'm pretty much sure I'm going to do that. A little of the pink and more of this color just to balance the piece really well. Okay. This also simulates this darker color, gives it a shadowed look, and there would be shadow on this scene. It wouldn't be totally lit the same everywhere, just like bringing the watercolor underneath this arch. There would be the arch would throw a shadow of some kind. And so when you're watercoloring, just kind of try to think of things. And when you're looking through magazines, clip out pictures of things that you might want to use as a reference if you want to watercolor some scenes, some gardens, florals, still lifes, doorways, windows, anything like that, and just put them in an envelope or a file and keep them and pull them out sometimes. I have done that over the years, and it's helped me a lot to know kind of where I want to do with things. And in the beginning, you notice that I splashed a lot of different colors in here, but they stayed pretty much in the greens, the pinks, and the little bit of teal blues. And that allowed me to pretty much keep my background together. Okay. Now, I'm right now with this flower here. This was a piece of a garment that had this little motif on it that I did a watercolor back some time ago, and I'm going to use that. I love it. There, it works in beautifully with these colors. And I have added, let me bring you up just so you can get a little closer look. I have added these white flowers. Okay, I cut those out of a garment also. And they're this one, and then I tucked them under the sides of that one. It gives me a white for this colorful thing to play off of here. So and I will be stitching these around in here or adding fabric to these to add more flowers. And coming down this side now, I did the door, And you can see I did it in the primary colors, the brown, the teal, and the orangey color that you see throughout. I use that, and a little darker brown to get the creasing in the doorway and all. And then when I get this side done, it will take the emphasis off of this in a sense, but still that's bold enough to draw your attention. And the archway being darkened here makes your eye go inside also. Let's see, this piece here, I don't know quite what I'm going to do with it, but it's going to be a focal point over here with stitching somehow or another. I don't know exactly how I'm going to finish these right now, but you know, it's intuitive. I do it as I go along. It's how I've done all of this, as I go along. And let me give you a little closer look at some of the stitching. In my last video, I said that I had only used 3 stitches at that point, and those stitches were a split back stitch, a straight stitch, and a French knot, and that is still the case. That's the only 3. No, wait a minute. I've added a 4th, a stem stitch. Those are the only stitches that I have used so far. I used the stem stitch right in here just to give me a little bit of different look on this door from the split back stitch here. The straight stitches, of course, filling in, giving a satin stitch area. But that's those 4 stitches are all that's on here, and probably all that I'm going to be using for the rest of the way around. So those are very basic stitches and easy for beginners to use, but look what you can create with just 4 simple stitches and a little bits of fabric. Okay, all right, I hope you are enjoying this, and I really hope that you'll grab this pattern and play along with me. If not, grab a pattern similar, or if you can draw one. You know, however you want to do it, and make you a beautiful archway and flowers. Let me see if I have I know I don't have a mat here, but let's just say we matted this much of it. Isn't that pretty? See how gorgeous that would be if it were framed, and if we came over and caught this side. Isn't that pretty? Now this is a littler one, but it's darker, and sometimes dark gives us a really pretty look. Just beautiful. It's going to be beautiful, and I do believe this one is going to be framed. I'm just loving it. Okay, so you can create all your own home decor by learning to do your slow stitching just a little bit more toward the artsy side. And that's, you know, if you know me, you know I love to play with the artsy side. But I'm not like I said, I'm not a watercolor artist. I'm not an embroidery artist. But with simple stitches and a little imagination with your watercolor, you can create art. I know you can. All right, till next time. Let's all stay very artsy.